In today's video, we're taking a look at the latest addition to the Empire exclusive lineup, and we're very, very proud of this one. This is the Castedosa JPC Conchers Precision bass with an Empire twist on it. We're gonna get into all the specs, all of the sounds available right now. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Empire Music, empiremusic.com. What's up, everybody? Anthony here, Empire Music, empiremusic.com. Phone number at the shop, as always. I say that every single time, 412. It's important information, 412-343-5299. You can email me directly. It's just Anthony at empiremusic.com. If you have questions, possibly non-bass related, maybe we get to the whole sales team. It's just sales at empiremusic.com. Keep in mind, if you're on the website, there's a trade-in portal on that. We lean towards high-end gear here. We understand there's a price tag that comes along with that. You can turn your gear into new gear, maybe some new expensive gear. And we love that stuff. Actually, we carry everything here. We really are full range when it comes to guitars and basses, but we do lean towards the boutique and the high-end stuff. We don't really shy away from that. That's the things that we are really passionate about here. But we do take trades. There's a little trade your gear link on the homepage. Click on that. Free shipping on most items. 0% interest financing on most items. Terms kind of vary depending on the brand and the amount, and if we're doing any discounts or anything like that. But we're always willing to work with you on hopefully getting you some new inspiring gear. I say that in every video, and it's like when I buy gear, which is, don't tell my wife, she'll probably see this, quite often, I want gear that inspires me. Whether I'm talking about a new bass, whether I'm talking about a pedal or anything really, recording gear, I want it to inspire me to want to pick it up, to play a little bit longer every single day with it. Those extra 5 minutes, those extra 10 minutes spent with your instruments compound over years, and next thing you know, you're hitting hopefully some new levels in your playing or whatever approach you're currently taking. Inspiring, to say the least, would be anything that comes from the hands of Carlos Lopez. And when we say Carlos Lopez, we mean Castedosa guitars. Our relationship with Castedosa now goes back 4 or 5 years. Carlos and his family are just wonderful people. And we have a relationship with them here at Empire Music beyond just business. They are friends of ours. We have so much love for the Lopez family out there, and that love and that passion that they have towards us and towards the instruments and the crafts, towards the instruments and the craftsmanship in the instruments. I think that's a better way to put it. Just comes across in everything that they do, and that translates to inspiration on our end, and hopefully on your end when you purchase a wonderful world-class instrument like something from Castedosa. And today I have a really special one to show you. So we've done a lot of work with Carlos and Stephanie Lopez, his wife, with their Conchers basses. We've sold more than anybody else. I own one myself. I think that Empire's role was, I don't think I'm going out on a limb and saying, was pretty instrumental in the launch of that bass. Right away, we were the first store that had it. And again, we've sold more than anyone else. And I don't think there's really any contest or any contesting that. And that's something we're really proud of here. And I'm proud of personally. So now we had the opportunity to get an exclusive Empire model with Carlos and with Castedosa. And this is what we got. And it is called the Conchers JPC Precision bass. JPC is for Joel Peterson, who I guess he's kind of like the operations manager of Castedosa. Joel, I'm sorry, I'm probably spacing on your title there. But Joel's great. Joel's a great bass player. And he had the idea to do a precision bass. And I didn't know about that. And we were at the Woodwire and Volts event, which was kind of an off-site NAMM event. We were going through some of the new Maravella guitars that he had and that Carlos had, and I was like, I look over and I see a Conchers bass with a P pickup in it. I'm like, what's that? I need to see that now. They're like, we were hoping you'd say that. And Joel's like, yeah, you probably know more about our basses than anyone other than Carlos, because you've had so much experience with them, which I take a lot of pride in, and that probably is true. I have personal experience playing my Conchers a lot, and I've sold a lot, right? So I've had a lot of them in my hands. Pick it up, play it. I'm like, this is killing. What's in it? He's like, oh, it's the Curtis Novak vintage P-bass pickup. I'm like, I love that pickup. Have you ever played the PB-90 pickup, which is a P-bass pickup with a P90 magnets in it? He's like, yeah, I don't know if I've ever played it, but I know of it. I'm like, you guys should try making one of those with it. And Joe Revita, our store owner here, was like, we should do that for Empire Music. And I'm like, oh, yeah, what am I thinking? Just build it. Let's do that. Can we do an Empire exclusive thing with these P basses? I said, but I want to make a couple changes. Let's put that pickup in it. Let's put the PB-90 in it because I love that pickup. I'll tell you why in a second. I believe Joel's bass had an ebony fretboard on it. I wanted to see it with rosewood because I really like that combination of that pickup with rosewood, although we can do it in ebony, and we will. And then let's change up a little visual cue to it too. Oh, I want an alder body. I don't want ash. I like alder with that combination. I like the warmth that alder provides. Let's stick with that. Let's do a matching head cap on it. Let's do that kind of interesting. You don't see that very often on the Castedosa stuff. And let's not do the mole burst on the neck. Let's keep it just with a natural finish on the neck. It still has that same great feel, but a little bit more traditional, just roasted maple thing going on there. So let's talk about some of the specs on it. I kind of went over some of that. Oh, and I wanted a vintage style bridge on it. I didn't want the high mass bridge. I wanted the vintage style bridge because I really, really like that bridge. I like the feel of that bridge. I like the traditional look of that bridge. Volume, tone, super, super simple. And now we have this Curtis Novak PB-90 P-bass pickup in it, which I think is the most unsung great pickup out there for precision bass. You don't want cleanliness. You want something that it's a little bit raunchy. It's just a little bit dirty. It can clean up. You can roll volume back the way sometimes a guitar player would, and depending on your amp situation, things like that. But inherently, these pickups have this kind of greasy, I don't even know if that's the right word. I think raunchy really is like a really good way to describe it. It's this kind of imperfect P-bass sound that just has like a ton, like some grit, a little bit of like heat and overdrive to it. Although it's not crazy, crazy hot, I feel. We'll get some numbers on it over at the workbench there. So that pickup, and you'll also notice the pickup is in reverse position. So we're at the P-bass proper position, but you have the bass coils back further, the treble coils up closer to the neck. So reversed from a traditional P. Now, people say, I prefer reverse P pickups. On a 34 scale, I will tell you this right now, I do not. I like the traditional P shape. I feel like that's the right place to be. I don't think a reverse P pickup sounds bad by any means. I just want the traditional direction when it comes to 34 scale. That being said, after hearing Joel's bass, which had a different pickup in it, but on the short scale where you have the string tension that is different, slinkier, more rubbery, you have more low end to it, right? I think that's the perfect place to have reverse P on it. I think to each their own. Everyone can have their own opinion on it. And call me out well, I couldn't be wrong because this is opinion based. Because I just like a traditional P pickup on 34 scale. I think that when the reverse P, people see that and they say, oh, it's different. They immediately, their ears almost trick them into thinking that's better. There's always going to be contrarians out there that see the different thing and think, that's it. They just want to go against the grain and say, I figured it out. Everyone else was wrong. The reverse thing is vastly superior to it. And hey, you know what? If that's the sound that kind of gets you off and gets you inspired, then that's it. Like, that's really all that matters. So I'll go back to that term inspiration. If that's what does it for you, then hey, more power to you. You know what I mean? That's awesome, right? For me, I like the traditional direction of a P-bass pickup on 34 scale. But we go over to 30 scale, short scale, which this is 30 inches from the nut to the bridge. I think reversing this P pickup does wonders for the sound because you take away, you're moving that magnetic field back a little bit, you take away some of the powerful lows. They're still powerful, but you accentuate a little bit of extra mid-range. Then you eliminate that, you add back in a little bit of warmth to these treble strings. And I think that's a really, really strong case for the reverse P on short scale. And with this pickup, it's awesome as well. So alder body, like I said, rosewood fretboard, roasted quarter sawn maple neck. Again, no, we don't have the mole finish. We just have the natural finish. Beautiful, beautiful binding on it. If you've never played a Castedosa guitar or bass and you've never got to experience Carlos's just absolutely beautiful and perfectly rounded fretwork, it is a sight to behold. I never thought that a feature like that could be inspiring. I'll say that word again. You get a lot of that out of this. 1.5 inches at the nut, reverse gear, vintage tuners. I love the matching head cap. This particular one's in shell pink. We got 6 in the first batch. We sold 2 right away. So I went in, and we sell the Castedosa basses pretty quickly. He's not making a ton of them. The fact that we got 6 essentially at once is saying something of how good we think these are going to do, and we're lucky to be able to get that. Generally, we would get 6 in a year, so we were able to get 6 kind of right up front. If you want details on that, hit up the website, empiremusic.com. You can still see what's left, if any. They're not cheap. We're at like the upper tier of boutique bass building there, but they still don't last long because people really do want these. They are exceptional instruments. But call the shop, 412-343-5299 for more info if you want to check out the colors. Like I said, also available there at empiremusic.com on the website. So let's jump over to the tech bench and we will get some numbers. All right, so over on the bench here with the Conchers P-Bass, the JPC, the Empire spec version of it, a lot of different ways we can talk about this instrument. Let's see, I don't know what the output of this pickup is, and as I said on the other side of the room there, I own a bass with this pickup in it, which is why I felt like this would be a perfect match for this bass. So Curtis Novak PB-90 pickup comes in at 10.34, 10.3 we'll call it, on the output resistance. It's a great spot to be. So we think about what a nice aggressive, not overly aggressive P pickup is, like the Custom Shop 6570. That comes in around that same value. Not so hot like the Aguilar Ps, which come in like crazy, 16, 15 and a half. Quarter pounders, 12 and a half, 13. Those are hot P pickups. We really start jeopardizing articulation, and depending on the fretboard wood, you can have some, it cannot always be the best pairing there. 10.3, really nice place to be with especially with the P90 magnets. That's what gives it that growl, the mid-range presence on it. We're not really worried about top-end articulation on a pickup like this. You're still gonna get it with those P90 magnets on that. But these are like a little stankier, a little bit rough around the edges P pickup, which is exactly what I want because we have our 58s. Those come in the high 8s. That's a very articulate, very clean sounding P-bass pickup. Has a nice amount of compression to it. But those are never gonna give you that kind of overdriven sort of P thing on its own. You'd need to coax that along with an amp or a pedal or something like that. This right out of the box is gonna have a little bit of that really cool kind of imperfection in it, which is why I absolutely love this pickup, and I think it fits kind of the Empire exclusive lineup. You know, why just do the same thing again, right? We already have that. We did that great with the 58s. Now we're doing something different, just as great with the Conchers P-Bass. Neck depth at the first fret. Whoops. slid off on me there. 0.96, kind of a thick boy, that's all right. And at the 12th fret, 0.99. So a little chunky at the 12, a little chunkier than we're used to at the 1 at the 1st fret. But on short scale and on a bass like this, feels really good. Certainly would not classify that as a vintage kind of chunky neck. All right, let's listen to it because I know we got to hear what these amazing pickups sound like. All right, so pretty clean numbers there. I think a lot of things kind of come into light sonically with the pickup. Hopefully that describes what to expect out of the neck feel here. I don't want you to get turned off by that number of the 1st fret. It does not feel baseball battish. It feels thicker, but it certainly doesn't feel like an old, like a 51 P bass, right? With that narrower nut width there, it feels really like a 70s jazz bass U kind of neck down here. So very comfortable. And then very standard feeling up here at the 12 as we get up there. Up here, I think this feels like any other bass short scale or not. It's down here that you really have kind of the vintage thing. But again, the nut width, 1.5 inches, makes that all feel still pretty ergonomic for you. I love the aging on this binding. I just want to call that out too real quick. There's this like yellowing on the binding. Carlos is so good at that. There's all these like little details. And I remember telling him that when I was at his house, 3 NAMM shows ago. Justin and I went out to his house. It's actually where we got to pick some woods for that first batch of basses. We had 3 that came in with a Carina body and a Brazilian rosewood fretboard. I was lucky enough to get number 1 of those 3. But I remember telling him how much I love just these really small details in the relicking on it. Very, very thoughtfully done. Let's listen to some of the sounds. Do I have a pick on me? Because I love these basses with a pick. So much so that I'm going to start right there. Listen to how even that is. Carlos's instruments, that is a hallmark of his instruments. It is such a beautiful, musical, yet still powerful sounding instrument. Fingerstyle. Any playing technique, they just speak so cleanly. You can hear with that pickup too. It's not necessarily overdriving per se, but there's some grit to that pickup. And enough clarity where harmonics are still ringing out. Can you slap on it? I guess that's the next question. Yes, you can. Let's roll some tone off. I haven't even done that yet. I just like getting lost in this instrument. Man, that's perfect. You can really, really hear that, the beauty of that pickup come through there. Absolutely killing instrument. Man, I got a couple in line that I got to add to my collection. We got to get a Nick Huber Reitbergen bass. I got to get my second Castedosa Conchers bass. This one would be in the JPC Precision bass, kind of that platform. But keep in mind, this is the Empire exclusive version with that Curtis Novak PB-90 pickup in it. We have the rosewood fretboard on it, and we have the natural neck. That's what kind of separates this from anything else you're going to see anywhere else. Right now, we're the only store doing the Conchers, the JPC P bass, but we have the twist on it with our little Empire touch, a little touch that I thought to add to it. Oh, and just a super quick backstory as to why I chose that pickup. I alluded to that earlier that I would get into it. I'll keep it really brief here at the end of the video. I bought a 91 Precision bass here locally because it's like a Mexican-made P bass. Just because that was the bass that I grew up playing on right around that era. It was like Olympic white pickguard on it, rosewood board. Got it and just wanted to replace the pickup, and I thought I would do something different kind of like I said at the workbench area there, I wanted to do something that was different from our Empire 58, right? Because I have that. We did that. It's a great, clean, articulate, nice compressed, kind of jack of all trades P pickup. I wanted something that was just a little greasier, a little raunchier, like I said. And it seemed like that PB-90 was the perfect thing. I reached out to Curtis and kind of asked him a few questions about it. We stumbled to the point, we stumbled on that. Well, he guided me into that being, I think, the perfect pickup for what I was looking for, and it certainly was. So the instant that I had a chance to do anything with that pickup, and just a big, big, giant bonus that we could do it on the platform and with the craftsmanship that Carlos Lopez and Castedosa can provide, that's a win-win. That's a surefire move. So the Castedosa Conchers JPC Precision base. This is the Empire exclusive, the Empire spec version. Any questions? Very, very limited run instruments. Right at the time of filming this, we have 4 out of 6 left, and they've only been live on the website for about 4 days. Crazy, I know. They don't come cheap, but they are worth every single penny of it. 412-343-5299. Anthony@empiremusic.com is the email address. Anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out. As always, appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.